In this video, we are going to go over rates, oil, take a look at the big earnings week this week. We'll look at the indexes and our forecasts and our bonus play. And also our 14-day free trial at the end. So please stick around for that. Again, welcome. This is our weekly market report that we put out. We've been putting them out every other week. We've been putting out educational channels here, videos on YouTube. So please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, set your alerts because we put out amazing content. Okay, so like the headline says, kind of the Wizard of Oz theme, rates, oil, earnings, oh my. So here we are. For those of you who don't follow rates, you think you should, this is the CME website. So if you just type in, CME FedWatch tool on Google or whatever you use for search, this will come up. And the interesting thing here is we're going out to September contract. Now, these are futures contract that, people can bet on in the markets. And what's interesting here, a couple things. Right now, we are looking at almost a 56% chance of a rate cut, okay, of a 25 basis point rate cut, okay? And the interesting thing here is not this. The one that we are watching is the 50-point rate hike, okay? I might have said rate cut, but it's a rate hike, okay? The rates are going up. So this is the interesting one here for 50%. Why? Because a month ago, okay, if you look down here, it was at 12%, okay? And as of yesterday, today it has come down, but as of yesterday, this was up at 26%. So that's a pretty big move higher for a 50 basis point raise, okay? It looks almost certain that the next meeting, there is a meeting tomorrow, but for September, there is a good chance that they're going to raise rates. Now, will they do it twice? Will they raise tomorrow and then in September? Nothing is off the table. So this is just something to watch because as rates are going higher, that's going to be a huge headwind for the market. Okay, so we not only have a big Fed meeting tomorrow, but we have a huge earnings week we'll get to. Okay, so real quick, one think or swim here. I'll get to oil in a second, but this is our bonus play from 2 weeks ago, LNC. And if you guys remember, we said that contingent on a pivot. Okay, we put out that call right there on that red candle, and we said a contingent on a pivot. Look for a move back to the 20-day moving average, which is this turquoise line. And lo and behold, there you go. They got the pivot here on that red candle. Okay, there was a lower high and a lower low, and right down to the 20-day, and look what happened. Right back up. That's the kind of markets we're in. These are very short-term trades, moves that are happening. So it's the conditions here are actually very difficult. And I've been around for a long time, and I haven't experienced this difficult of trading in a while. So you really need to know your stuff, know your technical analysis, know when to get in, when to get out, which is what we do here at Delphi. So that bonus play worked really nice. If you traded that, congratulations on that LNC. All right, so if I look at oil real quick, obviously oil has been in the headlines with what's going on. And, you can see here we had a ramp up in oil, okay, which has caused the inflation numbers to go up, okay? We're seeing a pullback now because of all the seesaw going on out in the Middle East. If you want to trade these products, go ahead. Like, we're not going near them because every day there is some news that is just whipsawing. The markets are going up and down. You don't know what the news is going to be. So, again, right now, currently oil has come back, but who knows? There could be news tomorrow and it could be back up. Okay. But this is totally messing with inflation. Okay. All right, so let's look at the indexes. I'll get to the earnings at the end off of our X channel. All right, so like we said 2 weeks ago, we are just churning sideways. Okay, you can see we didn't put a forecast for that reason. Okay, we are just chopping around here, up, down, up, down. It seems like the trend is lower, and the big thing here with this chart right now is that the SPY, this is the SPY daily, is now it's under the moving averages, and you can see off that red candle it's already acting as resistance. So until there's a close over that, and maybe even over this resistance, the trend right now could be lower towards the bottom of this range. Okay, so again, we're not putting any forecasts on this right now because we're not going to put forecasts to go up and down like this sideways, but just be careful because the trend is lower. But we do have earnings this week. Okay, Q's is the one we put a forecast on last week, and you can see that target has hit right there. And oddly enough, our target from way back here just hit today. But again, we don't take credit for that here. We know there's platforms and people out there on social media, YouTube, who may put a target here and take credit for it months later. We don't do that here at Delphi, but just interesting that that finally hit. So what's happening now? Well, Q's looks really, really ugly. Okay, it is now under the range bottom. Okay, and it does look oversold, so we could get a bounce, but it wouldn't surprise us if the bounce ends up being that. Okay, you can see there is no support for a while here, and there are still gaps, okay, underneath here. So we're not going to put a forecast again because it's likely we're going to chop up, then maybe chop down, or we're going to get back up here and chop more. But clearly, with the moving averages moving lower, okay, that could be the theme. You could see resistance there, resistance here, resistance there. So the averages are going to play a huge role here, pushing things down. But again, we have earnings this week. So, I'm not going to put a forecast here, but it wouldn't surprise me if we bounce up and then head back lower. Okay, so just be mindful of that. On the Qs, IWM, same thing, no forecast because we're just, moving sideways. Okay, but again, the ugly part here, under the averages. So all the indexes are under the averages, which could push it lower. Okay, so it is still in this really wide range, but again, no forecast, just going sideways, but it wouldn't surprise us if the longer term trend is lower on the IWM. Okay, so we talked about earnings. This is our X channel. Again, please like, subscribe. We put out amazing content here, like, this post here. It is Delphi Trading GP, okay, at Delphi Trading GP. And, please follow us here. Again, we put out amazing stuff, and then we posted this here for earnings. So you can see the big names are coming up here this week. Okay, if we look, what the big day looks like it is, every day. Wednesday, we have Meta, we have Microsoft tomorrow. I'm recording this on Tuesday. The market has just closed. We have some high-flying AI names, Qualcomm, Lam Research, and the chips. So Cognizant, which is a company that actually we're bullish on. But big names on Wednesday. Thursday, we have Amazon, huge name there. We have, where is Apple? I thought Apple was coming up here. Interesting that we do not see Apple on here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's Apple, Amazon on Thursday. We also have anyone else big on Thursday? Not really. We just had Tesla, and then Friday we have a bunch of oil names. So you can see all these oil and energy names on Friday. So huge week in earnings. So anything can happen here coming up this week. But again, please follow us here. We'll put out amazing content. You can see we posted some UOA option flows here right away. As soon as we saw these, we posted these on the SPY. Someone bought over 10 million of these options on the puts. And then again, here's our free trial. Okay, so you can come in our Discord, which is a ton of channels. We've already gone over that in the past weeks. No credit card. You guys can cancel anytime. Okay, you can get in here, trade with us. You can see all our positions, our trades, our long-term trades, our crypto stuff, which our crypto trade channel has been just crazy. So, you know, uh, if you're a crypto trader, we're doing amazing stuff in crypto too. But again, free trial. We don't take a credit card. You guys can leave at any time. This is a no-brainer. Come in our Discord, 14 days. Check it out, and we're still doing some amazing stuff here at Delphi Trading. Okay, that's it from us here. Again, look out for earnings. Watch the rates if you want to check out that CME website, and trade cautiously this week. That's all we can say. Good luck trading, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.